What is up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button, and if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this conversation. You know, I meant to talk about this a few days ago, but I'm just getting a chance to get around to it. But I did previously do some commentary talking about Shannon Sharpe and him separating from his stylist and what that was really all about. Well, Mase, former rapper Mase, former pastor Mase, he has some things to say to Shannon Sharpe because he made some comments about Shannon Sharpe squashing this so-called beef between himself and Mike Epps and the way he went about doing it. And when Mase gave his commentary on that, Shannon Sharpe clap back, and this clapping back thing is just like okay. But at any rate, we get it. He's got the Club Shay, he's got the nightcap that he's doing with Ocho Cinco. It's views, it's money. I understand, I get it, but also the way in which you're doing it. It's not like you're just having a conversation, but the way in which you're doing it, the way you're expressing yourself, it is questionable for a lot of people. So if you were just sitting with Ocho Cinco doing your thing like you usually do, and you bring it up and you're just having a conversation about it, okay, fine. But the clapbacks and the calling people out, it's just like, okay, maybe you want to make it more animated because you feel like it's going to be more entertaining for people and it's going to bring more views, but you're getting the views anyway. Hey, I was about to say just be yourself, but maybe him clapping back and being a little bit sassy is him being himself. I don't know, but I'm just saying. So, all right. This is from Complex magazine, and after Shannon Sharpe described him as a gangster pastor, I meant to say, Mase responded to the former NFL star and cautioned him to choose his words carefully going forward.
Shannon Sharpe, I don't know if you guys seen that. Shannon Sharpe and Mike Epps was beefing for like a day or two. Mm-hmm. And Shannon Sharpe said, I'm going to see you in Indianapolis, nigga. I'm going to see you in Indianapolis, all the shit you talking. I'll be at All-Star Weekend. I'll see you there. And Mike Epps said, that's my hometown. This is verbatim what Mike Epps said. He said, a bunch of people made jokes about you. And yeah, I'll be an All-Star and I will see you. But I don't do no fighting, Shannon. I do blank, 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 blank. Blank, 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 blank. Yeah. So if you want to run down on me, it's fine. I have no problem with you, but there ain't going to be a bunch of fighting because Shannon Sharpe is mad diesel. Mike Epps like, I'm going to be at the crib with niggas. You think you're going to run down and fuck me up? Cool. Since then, they both put out statements saying that they're going to talk like men and be cool, so on and so forth. And it looks like it's going to just be a talk between two grown men. It's not going to escalate to any violence. But Mike Epps said that to Shannon Sharpe, like, if you think I'm going to be fighting you.
Yeah, that's a smart decision. Niggas is too grown to be wrestling. Y'all niggas doing all this curling. Listen. Go ahead if you want. Go ahead if you want. Yeah, I see you doing your dips and all that. Go ahead. I know you on set number 8. Go ahead, nigga.
My point is whether it's Kanye and Shannon.
Nigga think he did 84 pull-ups. Nigga, go ahead if you want. Go ahead if you want. I dare you. It's satire.
No, you're right, though.
Pause.
So, yeah, I mean, you heard that. That was on the It Is What It Is podcast with Cameron and Mase. And all they were doing was discussing the little situation between Mike Epps and Shannon Sharpe, which a lot of people did. And they were giving satire. Like you heard me say, it was satire. And even to this day, I stand on what I said when it comes to Shannon Sharpe and the Mike Epps thing. Mike Epps, whether the comedy was funny or not, it was comedy. It wasn't him just sitting there on a live saying just flat out, Shannon Sharpe is gay. I mean, so the clapping back and I'm going to see you in Indianapolis. I'm going to see you at All-Star Weekend. You know, like, what are you doing? So with that little commentary there, Shannon Sharpe clapped back at Mase and what he said there, which it was basically just him giving his thoughts on him and Mike Epps squashing what really was no beef. The beef was within Shannon Sharpe's own mind. Mike Epps didn't have any beef with him.
I just wanted to talk to him. And not everybody, Ocho, not everybody got something to say. But you notice what, Ocho? Because here's the thing. If you think about it, Ocho, I'm coming up on 4 years of having Club Shay Shay.
Yeah.
And it's all of a sudden, even everybody. I mean, there's this pastor that that used to with that I guess now he a gangster pastor. All of a sudden, talking about he wants somebody to pull up.
They got them out there now.
Now all of a sudden, I mean, he gonna do so much. He need to sit his little roly-poly ass down. But this is what I do. This is what I'm saying. After talking to my sister, I ain't finna beef with nobody else.
No. Wait, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Nah, Ocho, I think the thing is for me.
Wait, stay with me real quick now. Now, again, I love what you and Mike did, but you putting us in a situation where now we've set a precedent where people can now take shots, can say what they want to say, and they can get away with it because now you promise, sis, you're not gonna get any more beef. So anytime anybody says anything, they can get away with it. At some point, we're gonna have to stand your ground like the Florida law.
My job.
Stand our ground.
No, my job for you is, you remember that money that you brought out, is to make sure you get 3 times that.
That sounded so ridiculous and sassy. This gangster pastor. All Mase did, along with Cameron, was to give commentary on the Mike Epps and Shannon Sharpe squashing the beef, and they were making jokes about, like, yeah, you said you were going to see this man, like you were going to fight him in the streets or something like that. Like, first of all, who's going to be out there fighting with you, physically fighting with you? One, you're adults, and two, you're like the Incredible Hulk. Like, who's going to be out there fighting with you, rolling around in the streets, tussling with you? So Mase was making commentary about that, which was funny, saying, you know, he's doing like 84 whatever those things are called, but you know what I mean. It's talking about like him being in the gym. So it was jokes. Shannon Sharpe with this clapping back, and the Mase didn't even say anything that was worth mentioning. It really was ridiculous. So Mase responded to that, and to be honest with you, I really don't blame him for what he said. I'm going to play this.
You using all your Zoom days, huh?
I still got about 16, 17 Zoom days left, man. I'm in juicy fest, man. I got the calendar. I'm marking my days off the calendar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got 16 Zoom days left.
Yeah, you saw they out there playing with me, right?
What happened there?
Man, now I want to address it. I'm gonna wait. And...
Why are we always waiting to address it? What happened though? What happened exactly?
Your boy chose to target me about the sets and the working out and all that. He called me a fake pastor and all that. I want to address it.
Who called you this? What's going? I'm late to the party. You gotta, like,
I don't want to say his name. I don't want to say his name. When we was talking about the dips and the sets and all of that, and Mike Epps.
Oh, and Mike Epps.
Yeah.
So, Shannon said something to you?
He called me a fake pastor. Somebody sent it to me. I wanted to tell him, put the camera on me. I'm just going to go, from the jump. Listen, Shannon. I'm not the one to play with. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to take that road. I'm going to take a different road with you. Listen, let me start with respect and let me end with class, okay? You started out being very aggressive with Ja Morant, Pops, at a Laker game. If you are for black people, this is not the way to carry yourself. And let me go further than that. You wanted to be tough with Mike Epps, and you settled quicker than Diddy and Cassie. Listen. And thirdly, you call yourself coming at me, right? You want to be aggressive with me, right? Listen, you showed poise, respect, wherewithal, resolve, compassion, reverence for Skip Bayless. Why are you so aggressive anytime somebody black say something? The man said, put your glasses on, and you put your glasses back on.
Oops. Listen, okay.
Don't play with me. Put your glasses back on, Shannon. I respect you, and I do not want to go there with you. I respect you.
Damn. We might gotta call up big homie Stephen A. Smith to resolve this, man.
Why?
No, because I met Shannon once, and I'm just, because this is new to me. I'm just finding this out. You know, you always tell me right on the spot.
Yeah,
Shit, knock the phone over right here, man.
Listen. And he made a statement about me being a fake gangster. It didn't really rub me the wrong way, because as a Disney client, gangster is not something to talk about. So let's just leave that out and stick with.
You a fake gangster?
Yeah, he said I'm a pastor gangster or something like that. And I would tell him, even for your spiritual comment, that was ignorant, because if you know anything about faith, all the people that were apostles and pastors, they died horrific deaths. They went to jail. They were hung upside down. So it's as gangster as you could be when it talks about doing for others and being tough. So you just need to be educated, you know?
Wow. Okay, I didn't know. I'm like still a little shocked behind this. I didn't know all this was going on. I had no idea, man.
Yeah, you know.
This is kind of crazy. We'll see whatever's going on. That was a great response. We'll see what happens from there.
Yeah, I thought it was very classless, because if we're all joking, I looked at it like, you know, I was really giving some good advice. Even though we joke, I'm giving good advice. Like, hey, you're really diesel and you don't really want to run up on people or tell people you're going to run down on them. And because people don't know if you're serious or not. And just run down, don't go with Disney. You know, it just don't go with Disney. Pull up, don't go with Disney. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I just want to be clear. Disney don't stand by nobody pulling up, whether it matter how you mean it, you know. And I want to be very respectful, but listen, because we both were laughing, and I took it away because he singled me out. Like, you think Cam is tough and I'm not? I'm really like that. I'm really like that. I just took a different path, sir. God bless.
Hey, man, I gotta let this sink in for a minute, man.
Yeah, when you met me, Killer, you met me on it.
No. Listen, it ain't murder for nothing.
Yeah,
I know you know you.
Confused.
Nah, I know you know you. I think, and I'm not talking about Shannon. I think a lot of people, and we're in an era where, and like I said, we'll get back to that. We're just in an era where niggas don't remember last night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas don't remember last week, let alone yesterday. But murder was outside, man. Like
early, 10 years old, 9 years old.
I dig that, man. I'm just letting this soak in, man. I'm letting this sit in. I'm like, I had no idea this was all going on until just now, man. This is kind of crazy.
I didn't either until somebody called me and was like, did you see this? And I was just like, because I got the utmost respect for Shannon. So it really pain me to say that to him but I just got to set the record straight because people got to know where to play and where not to play. I'm really, there's people that care and there's people that can't tell you how much they don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, you couldn't cancel me. You couldn't do nothing because I really don't care. I left everything. So you got no competition advantage with me, so don't compete. Then I don't mean that to him. I mean that to anybody. Like, people buttons you could push. I don't have those buttons because I don't care about the things people care about.
What I will say is that even the situation with Mike Epps, that we was referring to, it was over a joke that Mike Epps said, but I guess it got a little more personal because it was something about the DMs and who DM'd who and who asked to come on the show and so on and so forth. But I think that a lot of these times is jokes, and I don't know, I'm not saying you because it wasn't, to me, when we was talking about it, it really wasn't dedicated towards Shannon Sharpe personally. It was dedicated to anybody who's working out and wants to run down on people who's licensed. So I don't think it was dedicated to Shannon Sharpe when we was talking about it. We was just making more light of the situation between him and Mike Epps. But I'm just saying, and I'm not talking about Shannon Sharpe, I'm just saying anybody, UFC fighters, boxers, grapplers, no disrespect, Nick. Niggas ain't wrestling with y'all niggas.
And I wanted them to know we don't advocate for violence or anything like that. We was just saying, like, you could be highly emotional and really get hurt. You know what I'm saying? And that's what, more so for me, I was giving advice on that, but doing it in a funny way. And I said it was a joke, so I don't see why somebody take it like that. But I'm off it. I said what I had to say.
All right, guys. So you heard Mase's response to Shannon Sharpe, and I actually applaud. I literally applaud what he had to say for his response to Shannon Sharpe because it was, in Shannon Sharpe saying what he said, it definitely lacked, and I just believe he overall lacks emotional intelligence. I really believe that he does lack that. I have not followed him. I don't know everything about him, and I don't proclaim to. But the things that I have seen of him, from even just watching the Cat Williams interview, and definitely him doing the sit down in an interview with Monique and seeing him clap back at Mike Epps, clapping back at Mase, when those things weren't even warranted. Mike Epps was doing a stand-up comedy skit, and whether people thought it was funny or not, that's what it was. So it did take Mike Epps by surprise. He really was shocked by that. He was like, I'm not the first person to say that you was gay, and I was making jokes about it. To me, I feel like it's something with Shannon Sharpe where the DM thing came up that triggered him. Because it makes me wonder, like, are you having people slide up in your DMs? Are you sliding up in other people's DMs? Wink, wink, nod, nod, if you get my drift, guys. And if someone says something like that, it triggers him to go off in the way that he did when it wasn't warranted. I'm going to see you. I'm going to see you. And Mase saying, I don't think that's going to be smart for you to do. Like, basically, you're a man of a certain stature, a certain size. You are definitely a wealthy person. Definitely rich, I would say. You're rich. Don't know about wealthy. I don't know if it would be a good idea for you to go and be laying hands on anybody because, one, it's just going to be an easy payday for the person that you lay hands on. They're not going to be sitting there trying to fight you back. So, like, what are we, in grade school right now? This is absolutely ridiculous. You're, like, hitting 60 soon. I mean, like, seriously, like, how old is Shannon Sharpe? I feel that he really lacks emotional intelligence and some intelligence overall lacking, because anyone that has sense and listened to what Mase said, he was joking. It was not anything to take serious, and Mase had a huge point when he said, I took offense to it because, not just because of him clapping back, but he singled Mase out. So in some way, he's seen Mase as soft and Cameron as, you know, he ain't nobody I want to F with, if you get my drift. So Mase, you know, being either formerly or currently still, I don't know, a pastor, and you want to call him out, like, the thing that people need to realize is, just because someone chooses to dedicate or give their life to the Lord and believe in Jesus Christ and maybe decide to become a preacher or whatever, like May said, I chose to walk a different path. But that doesn't mean that those ways that I had before are not capable of arising up if I choose that, because it's a choice to not walk in the flesh and to give into the desires of the flesh, which may be, I really want to slap this person or punch them out or whatever if this person pisses me off. But choosing to walk in that, it doesn't mean that those things don't still exist within the person. So Mase made some great points, and he used to be called Murder Mase, Killer Cam and Murder Mase. Like, he was trying to speak softly, which he does. That's just who he normally is. Just like Shannon Sharpe is so loud and aggressive, and the way he speaks, Mase, in the way he speaks, that's the way he naturally speaks as well. So Shannon Sharpe, in my opinion, doesn't really respect other people's way of handling the things that they handle, and it's not them coming at him or in an aggressive way. And he claims that Steve Harvey is such a great friend of his, even though Steve Harvey has done a lot of dirty things, in my opinion. Even Steve Harvey said, you know, I'm not going to address things that are said about me. I'm not going to come out here and address it. If Steve Harvey is your friend, take his advice. Why are you responding to these things if you're supposedly the eagle that doesn't come down to deal with the chickens that are on the ground, pecking at the ground to get the kibble that has been left for them in the dirt to eat, and you're soaring above because you're an eagle? Then why are you coming down to deal with the chickens? And I'm not calling Mase or Mike Epps or anyone else for that matter a chicken, but I'm just using that as a phrase to say that if he's so high above, then why are you coming down to respond to these things, especially when it's not even warranted? Mike Epps was making jokes. Mase was basically saying, yeah, it wouldn't be a good idea for you to pull up on Mike Epps and be fighting with this person, because he's not going to be fighting you back, and you're just going to wind up having to pay a price that you shouldn't have to pay, because you shouldn't have even been really worrying about that anyway, because it was jokes. Listen, Shannon Sharpe, I have my thoughts, and I'm sticking to those based on what I see. People can windmill for him all they want to in these comment sections and standing up for him. It's not standing up for him. He's not putting any money in your Cash App or in your bank accounts. And I'm not saying that if he was giving you money, you should be doing that either, because that's a problem now. A lot of people can be easily bought. Well, I'm going to stand up for this person because it benefits me financially. Okay, whatever. But anyway, guys, what do you think about Mase and his response to Shannon Sharpe? What do you think about Shannon Sharpe and the Sassy Clapbacks? Guys, thank you guys so much for being here, for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.